Off. Am I muted?
Hey, we're on. We're live. We're live.
Bada boom.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
I've never looked so good in my life, Scotty Holava. Thank you so much for that intro. Welcome, 757 Lacrosse fans, to episode 3 now of 757 Lacrosse Hour. Oh, there we go. We're back. We're back. They cut me off after 10 seconds.
The first episode wasn't even supposed to be.
Well, I thought it was good. I mean, look, they wouldn't have put it out there if it wasn't that terrible. I mean, that good. So, guys, everybody, welcome back. We have a great treat for you guys tonight. We have some Stallions in the house.
Very nice.
Some real Stallions. So we're maybe giving it away a little bit. I'm Mark Hargrave. This is my partner, Scott Holava, sitting across from me, having his US MMA attire on again. Scotty, I went with the original 757 sweatshirt, 757 Select. Right? What did we start that about? What was that, 15 years ago?
I mean, you got a Native American with the original sticks and the logo.
I love
it from there.
I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear this our game, our Native American game, and it's a wonderful game. And I'm proud of this this sweatshirt, and I'm proud of that 757 Select that we started all those years back. And I figured I'd give a little shout out, Coach Stewart, Perry Frazier, Jay Standing, all those guys who started those instructional clinics years ago. That was really, really wonderful. And just wanted to give those guys a shout out. One of the great club programs that was down in this area. All right, are we going to start it off with some scores again, Coach? What do we got going tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just real quick, back to 757. Just a quick segue is
please.
Watching a bunch of those guys they're all playing in college now. A bunch of them. They're all old. A bunch of those kids that started off back then. But yeah, let's get to a quick high school roundup from last week. I got to be honest. I kind of failed Coach Mark today. Didn't do my homework preparing.
I quit.
As we figure this out. Anyway, I'm going to roll down these. We go with some scores. We got Kellum at home beat PA 14-3 the other night. Kempsville. We got a Keegan Harmon got a game winner versus Bayside.
Ooh, nice one, Keegan.
What do we got?
I think we may have something for Keegan here in a couple minutes.
I thought so.
Yeah, that's a big one, Keegan.
Again, if I did my own homework, everyone, I would be able to read what's on this
copied
sheet.
in high school.
I would be able to read the writing here, which I
everybody.
Yep. So, just a quick segue again. I want to get everyone's names right. I promise you, I want to be correct with everyone's names. With a name like Holava, I've dealt with misspellings and missayings forever. So I get it. And we want to be right. So help us out with that if we screw it up. Anyway, back to scoreboard. We got FC over Bayside 13-5. Lansdowne over Salem 8-4. We got a Cox beats Tallwood. Ocean Lakes. Let's see, 10-4. Is that it?
It's a loss.
It's a loss. Yeah. Yep. FC. I got that transposed there. FC over Ocean Lakes.
2 wins for FC last week. All right, good job, FC.
Sorry, Coach. We got Tallwood.
Yeah, a couple shout outs to the boys.
Woods had 11 goals last week. Brian Morrison 4 goals. Kingston Harris 6 goals last week's games.
Good job, boys, on Tallwood. Very good. Very good.
Pretty much wraps up that.
I think that, the Kellum game, Kellum's obviously dominating right now. Kellum and Cox are clearly the 2 top teams. Those guys are both have a lot of weapons. We're going to talk this week a lot about a marquee matchup in TCIS only because it's happening this week. We know we got one of them coming up in a couple of weeks with Cox and Kellum. I mean, that is going to be the marquee matchup of the public school. So those 2 teams, we will get to you. With our special guests and we may disagree with that.
Is that
right?
Hargrave,
okay. But, I'm going off the cuff.
We got something special for you though with that.
Okay.
Anyway,
I like it. Let's turn over to TCIS quickly here, guys. I'm going to start off with NSA. I'm going to tell you right now, TW Johnson got those guys rolling, man. I can speak for Coach Tucker and Coach Lewis over at Academy and Catholic. I do not want to play those guys. Whoever finishes in first or second place, next week. I am not looking forward to that 2-3 matchup. And I know both of those coaches feel the same way. Mm-hmm. He has got those guys playing excellent lacrosse. They had a win for Stewart last week in a conference game and then lost 11-8 to Norfolk Academy, who's clearly a top team in the area. And he has got those guys playing solid lacrosse. Again, guys we've mentioned, but Cooper Goss, Noah Delk, Bennett Parker in the goal. They're playing tough. Again, they're going to be a tough out, and they're the top team in Visit Division 2.
We got Howie. Running around, running past
and
people.
I think Howie's still been out a little bit too. So they're
having
a lot of guys step up and playing great. So good on you, Coach Johnson and the boys. There, that's a scary team right now, man. I'm going to tell you, we're going to watch those guys as it goes along, and especially their playoff run in D2 is going to be fun. No code this week, Coach. My heart breaks for Coach over there, Coach Lukey. Having two 1-goal losses, it's tough. They lost to Trinity and Benedictine by 1 goal. I know those are games that Norfolk Collegiate would want back because, again, I've said it before. They're a tough team too. They are not a pushover. And so, those guys have Trinity coming up this Friday. NSA this week. Again, another tough game for them. So keep fighting, guys. I know it's difficult. Norfolk Christian had losses to Catholic and Cape last weekend. I'll tell you who I really like on that team. And I'm looking right at you, Tre Lanier. That kid is a heck of an athlete, man. I watched him last week versus Catholic. He can play. We know LeBeff can play. Tre Lanier.
They're a pretty young team, aren't they?
They're starting 8th graders.
Yeah.
Coach Kelly's got his 8th grade boy in goal. God bless you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Good job standing there. I don't care who it's against. But Tre Lanier, shout out to you, buddy. I love the way that kid plays. He's watch him in the next couple of years and down the line. He's going to be one hell of a lacrosse player. So.
We segue back to NSA with Coach Johnson. I mean, he's one of the coaches that's definitely mentored me and helped me try to learn how to be a coach for sure when I started out, especially when I was a Catholic back then. But not surprised whatsoever because he's going to take the team at the beginning and what they're doing now. Like
figure out that first 6 to 9 games who you really are.
They're going to figure it out and he's going to put the pieces where they go and they're going to go compete.
It never hurts having a former Division I guy as your head coach. So that never hurts. Catholic this week, they a win over Norfolk Christian, and then a tough loss to St. Chris, a really, really solid St. Chris team. They have a guy, their face-off guy's committed to Michigan, and that was really the difference. Now, again, as always, St. Chris has got a ton of talented players. Catholic could not possess the ball. That was the problem there. They just could not get the ball off the face-off, and St. Chris did a wonderful job at really slowing the game down and controlling it, even with the shot clock. Just got really high percentage shots. When Catholic had the ball, they could score, and they had some chances in the second half. They held them to 1 goal. I mean, it was 8-2 or 8-3 or something at halftime, so Catholic came back and made it a good game. But that was their bugaboo, was at the X. And they have Christchurch coming up Wednesday, who is, I guess we should really talk about those guys too. They're not too far away where we couldn't mention them. I basically call them Team Canada, but Good on you, John. I love it. I don't blame you. Go out and get them. But those guys can sling it, man. They can sling it.
And again, so talk about Christchurch, when I was at Kellam, we get our allotted VHSL games and we get to schedule 4 extra. So again, we're trying to schedule good teams. We reach out to Christchurch. We reach out to Collegiate. We reach out to all these programs that are really good, historically really good. And that's what we were trying to do at Kellam, and they're still trying to do.
Yeah.
To prepare the teams for when they do get out of the Beach District and go to the state tournament. If that happens, they'll be ready for that.
You have to play them. You have to try to do your best to play those roughneck teams here, because to get ready for again, whatever playoff, if it's private or public coming up, those teams are going to make you better. So they again, tough loss to St. Chris. They got Christchurch and then NA coming up Friday. NA, we talked about them last week running that gauntlet. They had the loss to Christchurch. I was at that game. And for our guests here too, and anybody else, any kids out there, that was big boy lacrosse. That was big, fast athletes out there playing. Yeah, I went to that game.
It's Christchurch, then NA?
Christchurch, NA. I went to Christchurch, NA game, yeah. Right. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm talking
the schedule.
I was at that game last week. Man, there were some big, fast boys playing lacrosse out there. That was not for the weak-hearted. Close game. Christchurch came away with it. They went up real big, real early, NA fought back great and climbed themselves back in that game, almost tied it a couple times. They got a win for NSA, which we talked about was just a close game, and then lost to Stab on Saturday afternoon. And Stab might as well be playing a national schedule here in the next couple of years. I mean, he's getting guys in from all over the place. So all that goes out the window. Again, look, folks, if you don't like it, we apologize. But the marquee matchup this week, everybody in town knows, is Catholic and NA. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And you can't help it. These are two really, really good teams. The scores go out the window with every other game, and they're going to come to play against each other Friday. Cape Henry still doing a really good job. Had a win first Norfolk Christian last week, and they got Cox Friday night, which should be interesting. That could be a real interesting game too, for sure.
On the road.
Just shout out to Liam Hardy, who had 7 goals, 2 assists. First, Norfolk Christian. Andrew Cochran with 3 goals and 3 assists. Willie Escalera, who's a senior, with 4 goals. And Nathan Johnson, who we talked about, with 13 saves in the cage. And Matty Total doing his thing. 7 ground balls, 5 forced turnovers. Got to give it for the guys in the grunt and the dirt doing their job. So real good week for TCIS last week. And again, some big ones coming up this week. And then down the road for the public schools, that's when the big ones start coming up and they get into their playoff season. So this is really the fun time in lacrosse everywhere, but certainly in this area as well. When we come back, we are super excited to have 4 gentlemen here who we believe are going to be the future of lacrosse in this area, and we cannot wait for it and can't wait for you guys to meet them. So we will be back in just a couple of minutes, and thank you very much.
All right.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach Awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
Treat yourself to a visit to the Drip Bar, IV hydration and vitamin therapy in Virginia Beach. Boost your immunity, increase your energy, and promote anti-aging with our personalized treatments designed to ensure efficient nutrition absorption to rejuvenate your mind and body. Come see our chic and relaxing day spa for yourself today. We welcome walk-ins and appointments. Our medical professionals will help you achieve your best health and answer all your questions. The Drip Bar at Lansdowne Commons in Virginia Beach.
I'm Dr. Mark Cardilia, orthopedic surgeon and surgical director of the CHKD Sports Medicine Program. We see a lot of knee injuries in student athletes these days, and many of these are ACL tears. Parents often ask how to know when a knee injury may be serious. The most obvious symptom is severe pain or swelling in the knee joint. Your child may have heard a pop when the injury occurred. Look for signs they can't put weight on the knee around 48 hours after the injury, or if the knee feels unstable or wobbly. Those are all signs you should see a CHKD sports medicine specialist. Our sports medicine physicians, surgeons, athletic trainers, and physical therapists understand the needs of growing athletes and tailor treatment to fit each child's age and level of activity. Our goal is to accurately diagnose the problem in a timely fashion and provide the treatment that will ensure a safe return to activity. Kids want to play, and we want to help them get back in the game. To learn more, visit chkd.org. Sports medicine at CHKD. We're more than a hospital. I'm Dr. Mark Cardilia.
already here. He tried to just give Scotty and I a compliment, even though we knew what he was, what he really meant. But we love him anyway. Hey, look, it's our sincere pleasure to introduce you guys to Coach Darius Carr and 3 of his players from Green Run High School in Virginia Beach. Super excited to have these guys on. We committed to everybody who's watching this podcast that we want to grow the game in every facet around here, right? Public and private. And we want to have guys on that mean something to the game in this area and are the future of this game. And these 4 gentlemen sitting in front of us right here certainly are that. So I'm going to ask these guys to introduce themselves one at a time.
I'm Tre Bronson. I'm number 4 for Green Run High School. I play midfield and attack.
I'm Jaden Kuykendall. I'm number 1 for Green Run. I play face-off, D-midi, and attack.
Hi, I'm Christopher Willis. I'm number 24 for Green Run, and I play defense and goalie.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Coach Darius Carr.
That's all he needs.
There we go.
That's all he needs. Guys, again, you guys were folks that we wanted to talk to right away on this podcast, and then it being only the 3rd week, we're so glad that you're able to join us. I want to start with Coach Carr, if that's okay. Coach, can you tell us a little bit about your background, just in general in sports coaching, and then your experience with lacrosse of what it's been so far?
Okay, well, I've been coaching for a good 21 years. I started out when I was 19. I was a senior at Lansdowne High School, coaching Little League at Larkspur Salem. And then I moved on to Cook Recreation from there. And then I got my job at Green Run High School after 13 years of coaching recreational football, baseball, and basketball. So I coached all sports growing up. Lacrosse, this is my 2nd year coaching. This is my 1st year being the head coach. Last year I was assistant. So this year is kind of new for me, learning the aspect of the game, the whole game, because last year I just had to coach defense. So being the head coach, I got to coach defense, offense, face-off, goalie.
Everything's on you, buddy.
Everything is on me.
Right.
So it's a learning aspect for me.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm supposed to be a lacrosse mastermind, and I don't still know the game either. So don't worry about it.
It's crazy. Never stop learning, for sure.
I didn't realize this, but last year's game that coach was the AC. I thought he was the head coach last year, so I didn't even know that until tonight. Or I just forgot, which is also probably true. But we had we have these games, and we were playing against a bunch of guys that are trying a new sport, okay, and they're new, okay. And it's hard to be good at stuff when we're new, okay. And they're gonna go play a game, okay, and they got to play some teams that have been playing for a while, the Kellums and the Cox out there, So again, as a coach. How do I? Yeah, we practice to win the game. Of course, we practice to win the game. But Coach, who cares about the scoreboard?
That's right.
Yeah, I don't like the scoreboard being 200-2.
Right.
Okay? We don't like that on either side. Yeah. So how do we help?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How do we help that as coaches? How do we help that as other players, as other teams, as other groups?
Sure. Absolutely.
Just help it grow.
Well, I guess, Coach, that's another question to you. And then players, we're going to hear from you guys. What support have you got from the school? Has it been a supportive atmosphere for you?
Yes.
That's great.
Very supportive. Everybody has been supportive of the team, especially the football team. They definitely have our back. Like, hey, guys, go out there, watch the games, go support the team. They're trying to build up a program here. So everybody in the building definitely supports the program.
I absolutely love to hear that. Fellas, one at a time. We'll start from, my right to left. What have you guys felt the first couple of years playing? I mean, what's been great? What's been difficult? What's been your most favorite thing? What do you think about the game here?
As a player, it's a pretty fast-moving game. I kind of had to take my time grasping especially stuff like ball control and the technique stuff. But Coach Carr is definitely, I think he's taught us all of that well. And like he said, we definitely have a lot of people that are reaching out to us and supporting us. I think that's a really good thing that we have the equipment to do this well and compete with even the top teams like Kellum and Cox. we had a lot of effort and energy going into those games.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, it's a very supportive atmosphere. Like last year, first year playing, like we didn't even know that we were going to have a team, and turns out we had 30 some people try out.
Yeah.
So that was actually really surprising, and it took a while to grasp how to, like you said, it took a while to grasp all the stick movements, making sure we keep the ball in the pocket, all this stuff, shooting, and it's actually been pretty fun for it just being a 2-year thing so far. It's been a really fun thing to do, and I think one of my favorite moments is when usually after every game, no matter what the score is, we always run to our goalie and we always hype everybody up.
Great tradition in lacrosse. Yep.
Get the goalie.
Chant the goalie's name.
Playing last year, I started out as goalie, and it was a hard and good learning experience on myself and the game in general. And then I moved to defense after some talking with coaches.
You look like the thickest one on the bench.
That's right. You right into the fire and goal your first year, man.
No offense, small skinny dude. Coming from a small skinny dude right here.
Yeah. But after talking to coaches, coach and the activities coordinator, I got myself situated, started playing defense, and picked it up this year. Got my own stick, my own gear.
Nice.
Just ready to go out and have that team again.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It's
I love it.
We didn't though.
Have you guys found yourself just watching the game more? I mean, it's accessible now more on TV than it used to be. Certainly when we were growing up, even 15 years ago, you'd find the game on here and there. But now with the ESPN Plus and with all these other packages you can get, there's a lot of great lacrosse on TV. And I don't know if you guys have found yourself checking it out more, now on the weekends and stuff, or going to watch other players. I think it's such a great game when you start because there is so much to learn, and it is so much like other sports. It's like basketball, it's like hockey. It's similar to some of these sports where you can go, okay, I got a lot to learn, but I can understand a little bit of what's going on. I always, we've said before, I like to think of it as basketball with an extra guy. So have you guys found yourself watching more lacrosse?
All the time, to be honest.
That's great.
It comes across on my YouTube feed, Instagram, TikTok, all the social media so much. I just like seeing all the funny moments, whether it's people getting really physical or just people playing the game really well. I definitely love to see that.
Yeah, you guys, listen, I'm going to speak to the players real quick. I don't think you guys realize what you're getting from this. You're looking at the sport and playing and all that, and your friendships, obviously, going to the games and stuff. What you're getting, to me, is for your 26-year-old self, okay? You're not going to be afraid to do new stuff and try new stuff, okay? You guys are going out there throwing to the wolves in some games, literally, right? So, again, it's going to be something you're never going to give back. You're going to have that forever, okay?
Yes.
And remember that when you're doing new stuff, okay? And have that empathy, maybe, for the guys that are less skilled or what have you.
That's a great point.
So, anyway.
No, that's such a great point. And you guys, nobody and nothing can take away that you've started a tradition at your high school. And you will look back on that, and it's going to be super special.
Really good.
Coach Carr, what have you learned from these guys?
A lot. Patience.
Teammates, boys, come on. No, I don't believe
it. Actually, I learned a lot because a lot of those, two of these guys are my captain. They returners, and I actually coach these two in football, so they've been with me from the first time they came out of 8th grade. So with the lacrosse, when I'm teaching something else or I'm coaching somebody else that need more coaching, they'll give me pointers that I might not even know about. So as far as I learn a lot from the game from them as well.
Yeah.
So
and Coach Holava said it, and he and I are old lacrosse guys now. We've been playing both, since we're little. All the time, guys are coming up to you and pointing stuff out and going. Sometimes they're afraid to go, "Hey, coach, they're playing his own, or maybe we can run this matchup. I think this guy's got a good matchup." They teach us, guys who have been at it for 20 plus years. Kids are always teaching you. So what a great attitude you have. I think that's awesome.
Let me
to never say that a kid can't know more than us coaches, except if it's me coaching. Just kidding.
I don't know everything. Neither do you.
Me? You talking to me? Oh.
I'm talking to you.
No, absolutely. Coach Carr, another one for you. We talked about it a little bit before we were on air here. Something that I think is going to, we've talked about it already, something that's going to be paramount for all the teams in the beach is getting middle school and JV programs. And, I'm sure you've thought about that or, thought of a plan on how to get this with your little guys at the feeder schools, because I think that's going to certainly it will absolutely make it even better.
Well, like I said, this year I kind of picked the team up late, so I didn't have that opportunity to actually go to the middle schools and talk to the kids and let them know that this sport is at Green Run. So
you got the three great ambassadors right there.
Yes. Green Run has lacrosse, really, because it's a football, basketball school mainly. So when you think about Green Run, you think about football.
Powerhouse football.
Yeah, so like I said, I got to get out there to the younger kids, the middle school, like the 6th graders, the 7th graders, get them playing early. So then when they get to me, they already have the basics and we can go from there as far as teaching them more of the game. Because it's right now with it being new to us, we're learning the basics. So
absolutely,
we can go ahead and get that out of the way. We can start teaching the intricacies of the game.
Coach, listen, when I was at Kellum, you said the word basics. I think the players hated me because that's what we did. We did the basics. You guys watch Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi? Wax on, wax off. Yeah. That's how you get good. That's what you do.
It's a famous story at Duke with Coach Danowski. You guys, I'm sure, watch college lacrosse. John Danowski, the first 3 weeks of practice at Duke, does nothing but fundamentals. And he said, look, we pay for it a little bit the first few games. We'll pay for it. We may come up short because we're not getting into the weeds with some of the stuff, but basic fundamentals all the time. So if those guys do it, it's good for all of us. Good enough for all of us to do it. Last question for you guys as players. What do you guys want your legacy to be at Green Run with lacrosse?
I think it should be a type of legacy to where that they know who the first ones here was and how we built it from there later on down the line, and how they know where they started. And then when we start actually getting good and stuff, they can think back on how they used to be.
Yes.
How
progression, man.
Progression, yeah.
I definitely want the team to grow as a whole. I don't want us to leave anybody behind. Maybe some people learn slower than others.
Yeah.
But other than that, I want people to look back on the first couple generations of lacrosse at Green and be even though they had nothing, those guys were good.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, you have something. I mean, I can tell you right now, you guys are just really amazing kids, Coach Carr. That you're lucky to have these guys. I would never have been able to give an answer like that. I can't give an answer like that at 46. And the maturity and the way these guys handle themselves, you guys have a lot to be proud of. So I think Coach Holava left the room, but somebody came in. I don't know who's here.
Coach Carr. Who do you guys? Who's going to come out of the Beach District? Do we think? You guys said Cox, Kellum. I think it's a 1-horse race.
Oh, there we go. Where'd Holava? Yeah, there's that guy. Hey, yeah. I think Green Run guys. I think you got it now. I think Kellum's just got a lot of weapons. Cox again. All good on you guys. Prove everybody wrong, but I would tend to agree with our horse and our players here.
Or he's just a jackass. Either way, you want to look at it.
Coach Carr, I want to look you in the eye when I say this and commit to you guys here. Scott and I have talked the first 2 podcasts about having free clinics this summer and about helping everybody out. It's not for us or anyone else to go out there and be like, well, we know more than Coach Darius Carr does or more than you guys. It's not that at all. When I grew up on Long Island, it was all free. I mean, it was PAL. You know, we paid a nominal fee, but it was just guys out there doing the right thing, trying to grow the game where I grew up. And we're committed to you guys to doing that this summer. So I would love to get some of those middle school guys in Green Run, your high school guys out there. We'd love to have you guys out there and help. And anything we can do for your program, again, I mean, that's why I was asking you for your cell phone number too, man. We want to help and anything we can do. But I'll tell you what, I think anybody watching this, it's pretty evident. Green Run is in great hands with these gentlemen. Really, really awesome job.
Let me, I had this pic too I wanted to share. I'm going to find it again. This is from last year. Can't see anything on here probably, but
oh, there you go, a little bit.
Whatever. I got a text from one of our parents. This is after our game last year. And I thought Darius was the coach. He was the AC, but I got this greatest text ever from a parent that we were just trying to help him out, trying to give him some ideas of what they could do to pass and catch better. Stuff like that. Might be trying to get on the bus and go home, and I'm hanging out with Darius after the game, trying to do stuff to help these guys out. And again, I think that's the spirit of what everyone's trying to do here. We're trying to help everyone get better faster because it makes the region better. And we get more college eyeballs looking at our players that do aspire to play to the next level.
No question. Coach Carr, before you leave, that was so cool. You got to tell everybody watching who's sometimes in the halls at Green Run. A couple of football coaches' names you dropped. That was cool.
Before Nick Saban retired, he was in the hallway. You see Mac Jones, any college coach, any Power 5 coach, you might see him in the hallways.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're going to get that happening for Green Run Lacrosse here soon, and I mean it. You guys are awesome guys. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in. And again, we look forward to you guys really lifting that program.
Thank you.
Great job,
fellas.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks. We'll be right back.
Sweet.
Pain and Gain, your one-stop shop for all things field hockey. Located in Princess One Shopping Center, Virginia Beach, we carry everything you need on the turf, from black sticks, turf shoes, mouth guards, and much more. Try out your stick before you buy in our synthetic turf area. Pain and Gain. Embrace the pain, enjoy the game.
Get ready for a season of thrills and excitement. Virginia Beach United invites you to experience the adrenaline of USL League 2 Pro Soccer. Tickets are only $10 for adults, $7 for kids, and children 5 and under are free. It's the perfect family outing filled with fun and entertainment. Secure your seats now for a season of unforgettable soccer moments with Virginia Beach United. Don't miss out.
We appreciate it.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us. And the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
I love it. All right, this is the best part, Eric.
What is our rotation for 42?
Coach H is still coaching these guys, even after break, which I absolutely love. I don't mind. I'll carry this thing by myself if I have to. All right, fellas. Thank you so much. Guys, that was
we're back.
That was really
Sorry,
great.
Coach.
How cool is that, man? I mean, that's just again, I think it's past due for all of us involved in this game down here to sit on our hands anymore and get off our asses, excuse me, and start making this area better and start helping people out. And what young men? I mean, again, I didn't know half the words those kids were saying when I was 17 years old. They were so well put together, and just a question about their legacy. They didn't know that was coming. For them to answer that way,
we threw them on the wolves, threw them to the wolves a little bit. But listen, the elephant in the room for me, obviously, I was Kellum's coach. I'm not Kellum's coach right now. I am a podcast mastermind with Coach Hargrave here. So, but I'm sorry, but watching the games, y'all watch the games. It's getting out of the Peach District shouldn't be that tough for the Knights.
Yeah, no. They got a lot of weapons. Yeah, I mean, we're going to name a lot of them, and again, especially with those matchups coming up, first Cox, and then certainly the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, those guys are super talented. I've seen a lot of those guys play many, many times, and it's endless amounts of names of guys on that team that can play. So keep going, Knights. Keep going, Cox. All you guys.
Be good.
At it. Yep. All right. Look, again, we say we're not going to be homers, and we're not. But it's absolutely impossible for us. Scott and I both talked about this. For us not to talk about NA Catholic this Friday. Again, Kellum, you have every right to call us names and throw things at me, but I think right now, arguably the two top teams in the area, Catholic and NA, playing each other. They play consistent, hard competition, both of these teams. Catholic, last year pulled that one out, had a wonderful team. NA, as always, was very talented, and I think Catholic surprised a bunch of people last year. And they took that TCIS championship. And I know for a fact NA's not out there saying, it's okay, Catholic, we'll let you have another one again. Why don't you come get a second one in a row? They're out for blood, and that's how we want it. This is what we want, guys. We want great rivalry games like this. I mean, this is what this area needs. I was involved. I was Catholic's coach last year, and still love all those guys and those coaches, and that atmosphere, just being out there. Yeah, it was about NA and Catholic, and it was about my team trying to win against another team. But that atmosphere last year, Scott, was absolutely incredible.
Oh, it is. It always is. But the word you said to me, but it's different. When I go from the VHSL to the TCIS, is the schedule.
Yeah, well, yeah.
This is no offense.
No, not at all.
We just had our buddy Stallion guys in here, and they're a bunch of new guys, and we had a bunch of teams that are new guys.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
And it is what it is. But you have to, Knights, Cox, and they're trying to get out of the beach and go play other people. So
yeah, I'd love to see both of those teams.
I won't
win
be a believer in
games.
Schedule.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of those games though, they got to win up north in Richmond. I want to see both of those guys get out of this district and win games against those Richmond teams. And same goes for NA and Catholic. I've said it again. Again, we both lost last year in our first round of our states. Catholic's up against Potomac by 3 goals with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left and loses the game. NA beaten Blue Ridge the whole game last year in the States and dropped that one. So Coach Tucker and Coach Lewis will both say the same thing. They know they got to get out of here too and start winning.
Who's coaching Blue Ridge?
Well, it was Coach Starzian, and he retired.
Okay.
So Coach Starzian stepped down this year. And I don't know the gentleman that took over. I think he was a Long Island guy. I know of his name, but Coach Starzian stepped down. But same thing. We got to get out of here and win games. And again, all these players know it. But this is a game that all these players. I've coached many of them on both teams. They all had circled when that schedule came out in the beginning of the year. And, Scotty talks about it all the time, which I really love. He talks about, hey, look at these kids. They're all the better players now. They all played since they're young. We're not trying to highlight these guys and not highlight anyone else. But to Scott's point is they've played the game since they're little. So they know the game and they're good fundamental players. And if you look at this matchup, even coming up this week, it is really guys, most of them, that have stuck with the game, are basic, good fundamental players, and now are just growing as athletes and growing as young men. And they took those fundamentals and they're bringing them into this game Friday. You got attack, Luke Shinnerfield, Jack Payne, Wyatt Addy, right, versus Catholic, Jason Chandler, Owen Hargrave, Dax Kinder. Just those 6 guys right there. I mean, those are good players, man. Those are 6 good players. I don't care where they're playing.
Yep.
I don't. Those are 6 good players. You get into the midfield, guys like Will Foley, Lee Acker, who we talked about, Brock Becker, Henry Chesson, who's a freshman, Ashton Crocker, another freshman who are stepping in, doing good jobs. And then on Catholic side, T.D. Reeder, Kean McGrath, Simon Ostrowski, who's a freshman. Again, all of those guys, right? You're not looking at one of those guys and saying, he's a weak link, he can't play, he's not good fundamentally. All of those guys doing something great. Defensive-wise, which is really is going to be a couple of key matchups here. Richard Hope, who just committed to Hampton Roads College.
We got a few of them at HSC, don't we?
Chesson, who committed as well. Xander Willis is playing some defense for the Bulldogs now. And then, on Catholic side, you got Carter Jane, who's a 2-time all-conference already as a junior, freshman, sophomore year. Grayson Maggie, who's a quiet player but does everything right, just doesn't make mistakes, is smart. Jonathan Bach and Jonah Wagner, again, 2 more freshmen who are just plug and play, right? Those guys are freshmen. They can step up and they can play. I think the big thing here, as a former coach, and again, knowing these coaches and knowing pretty much all these guys as well as we do, the face-off X. For Catholic last year, Lorenzo Goganius flipped the script. Everybody who watched any of those games saw that.
We're zone out Belmont Abbey.
Belmont Abbey. And
doing down there in college.
Yep, he's doing it in college. And this year for Norfolk Academy, again, Jake Lyons, I know you're going to have something to say about this, buddy, and Matty Total, who I love, but just being real, Nathan Che is the best face-off guy in this area.
I'm going to disagree. I would like to have a face-off. We should have a face-off challenge.
I love it. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Matty or Jake or anybody else.
Nate, I love you, buddy.
Yeah, and Nathan's consistently played
Boston Nate
for 7 years, 8 years. He's consistently played against great competition. He's again, he beat that guy's butt at St. Chris, who's going to Michigan. Mm-hmm. Nathan worked that guy. I saw it. So that's going to be tough for Catholic. And Penn Cochran and Jacob Paris Hewitt are doing a great job for Catholic. These are both guys who really didn't have much experience at the X and have built themselves into players. Mm-hmm. But Nathan's tough, and that's going to be a tough matchup.
What I like about Nate, what I like about Jake Lyons a lot, they just win their own ball when they can scoop.
Yes, they do.
And they're instant offense. Jake for Kellum in instant offense.
Excellent.
Back for Kellum. I'm loving that kid. So.
Oh, for sure. I mean that, and again, same thing with Che. He's just gone against so many good players his whole life, and that helps you. That helps you figure things out when you're going against another great face-off guy.
Iron sharpens iron, isn't that how it goes? Something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. And then certainly in the goal, Tate Zimmerman, who again has progressively gotten a lot better this year. I'm really impressed with what Tate's doing versus Noah Smith, who's going to Merrimack. So, a Division I commit. And this is going to be, obviously, Scott, I want to hear your take. It's a little easier for me just being in the TCIS the last few years, but this should be a good one. I think NA out athletics Catholic, if that's a saying, if I can say it. But again, Catholic has smart players who have played together for a long time, and they figure things out.
They have more players overall. NA?
Yeah.
Bench wise?
Yeah, I think they're deeper.
I think just speaking with TD Reeder yesterday, he felt like
he's had a great season, by the way.
Yeah,
he really has. Great season.
He's one of my favorites for sure. But he felt like Crusaders ran out of gas maybe against St. Chris more than been outplayed.
Yeah, so, I think again it was hard for them to get the ball at
depth thing or
no, and again. The thing I love about these games, and the reason why we're talking about it, folks, is not to kiss up to NA or Catholic. It's just, it is what it is. This is a game that everybody should be at, not because of the name of the school, because of the good players that are playing in this game Friday night. This is what we want. We want this to happen all the time. And
Kellum and Cox, your week is next week.
Yeah, so that's right. That's what I'm saying before. Yeah, we want this to happen all the time down here. We want to be able to say that with Green Run. right, with Green Run and Salem and Cox. I mean, Cox and Cape First Colonial and Cape are right next to each other. How great is that going to be when that becomes a rivalry? They could literally throw stuff at each other.
Ride the bikes to the game.
Absolutely, from the backyard. So if you have time Friday night, get out there and watch at the Norfolk Academy. That'll be a really, really good one. And again, I would, if it was last year, a couple years ago, no disrespect to anyone else, I'd say, well, they're going to meet a week later in the TCIS championship. This game means a lot because I don't want to play TW Johnson's team. No thanks. These Coach Tucker, I know Coach Tucker and I know Coach Tommy real well. They know that this is I think you're going to see a little possum being played by both teams. I know these guys. They're both wonderful head coaches. They got wonderful staffs. I think you're going to see a little bit of cat and mouse here on Friday night.
Interesting.
If that was me, I don't know how much I would show. And again, Coach Tucker is Coach Tucker, and
it just seems like everybody knows anyway. So
that's
everybody knows everybody. You just said all these guys.
Yeah,
these players have been playing around for since 5th grade.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yep. And again, I want that first place. I want it anyway, and so do all the players do.
Well,
but
back to that. So coaching the game. I mean, so what matters now? Is it X's and O's for this game?
No way.
Do you care about that?
Yeah? Nope.
Make plays.
Players make plays, and these guys again. I don't think they're going to be kissing and hugging each other on the field, but I'd like to think that they respect each other off of it, and they want to play hard against one another and win.
I think history says that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we want to see 5 or 6 of these really with different schools each week down here.
We will.
We will absolutely.
We will.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk about our guys playing in college now in the area, and then
Homer. Sorry, Holava.
A couple more points, and then we'll wrap it up. Thank you.
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital.
Treat yourself to a visit to the Drip Bar IV Hydration and Vitamin Therapy in Virginia Beach. Boost your immunity, increase your energy, and promote anti-aging with our personalized treatments designed to ensure efficient nutrition absorption to rejuvenate your mind and body. Come see our chic and relaxing day spa for yourself today. We welcome walk-ins and appointments. Our medical professionals will help you achieve your best health and answer all your questions. The Drip Bar at Lansdowne Commons in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
You got Mahar Ed in there?
I haven't. Hey, we're back.
Don't forget him.
We're going through our list. Scotty and I actually texted this to each other, so we can both follow along.
I guarantee it's incomplete. So again,
yes,
we're not purposely leaving anyone off of anything. We want everyone on there.
Absolutely. No, we want to recognize some of the guys that are playing in college from this area. Public school guys, private school guys, you can go play in college from this area. Okay, yeah, we got to get it better, but we have guys, as Coach Holava says, playing Division I lacrosse. We got 3 guys from one team playing at UVA. Who's in high school?
Who's Jaeger D'ing up this weekend for Notre Dame? Number 8.
Yeah, one of the best players in the whole country.
That's another name. Sorry, guys.
I know we don't. We care about you guys. We know your name.
Holy moly!
It's crazy. It's amazing. Crazy, man. I mean, just a list of some of the guys, and again, call in. I'm kidding, obviously. Call or write in to us if we're missing your son or your friend, on YouTube.
Comments.
But here we go. Starting off, Liam Murphy, Virginia Wesleyan, who is an Ocean Lakes guy. Ben Andrews, Virginia Wesleyan, Kellum graduate. Lukey Halva up at the Merchant Marine Academy, Kellum High School. His buddy up there and teammate is Axel Floten from Catholic High, also at the Merchant Marine.
NSA.
Yep, Ryan Trent.
Well coached.
Who's at Chowan, and I think Ryan did he take a red shirt?
Yep, red shirt year. Yeah.
It's okay, Ryan. You'll be back.
Trent. Love you, buddy.
Aiden Brule, who's a really nice player at Bridgewater. He was a Cox High School graduate.
Got to hug him after the Valdez game this year.
Yep. Thomas Lewis, who played for me at Catholic High School at Belmont Abbey. I like to say Thomas is really from Long Island. Sorry, Coach Tommy. Sorry, Dad. I know you're an upstate guy. You and Holava. Your son plays like he's from Long Island, and I love it. I love it. He plays like an animal. Ethan Smith, my nephew, up at Seton Hill, a Catholic high school graduate. Aiden Burke, who is at Penn College, and Aiden was a Kellum guy as well.
Guy too. We got Kieran Auld, senior captain at Kellum this year, going there as well.
Absolutely. Andrew Grubb from Norfolk Academy, who made all conference at Auburn. Good job, Andrew. Nice job. Grubber's one of the best D guys I've ever seen around here. Levi Seagray, another Catholic boy up at Hood College of Maryland. Really proud of Levi. Bennett Hugh, Willie Inderlead, and Chase Yeager, all at UVA. That's fun. Cool, guys. I mean, that's awesome.
Pretty fun.
That's so cool. And then Ian Fitzgerald. Sorry, Fitz. I coached your brother for years. He was also all conference at Auburn. So good job, Fitzy. Campbell Posen from NA at High Point. Campbell's a great kid. And we forgot to mention last week, Ryder Spears. Committed to Norwich.
All right.
So
Yeah,
awesome
Ryder.
job, Ryder.
Norwich.
And thank you, I guess, Mom or Dad, for writing that to us. It was really cool. See, you write, we mention. This is just, again, this is a short list. And then, again, we had Colin Maher just commit to Jacksonville, which is just amazing. Love you, Colin. So proud of you there, too. This is just a short list of guys who are playing in this area. I mean, how awesome is that? These are
recent, dude.
Too. These are good schools that these guys are going to play at. Coach Halden mentioned something off air that I wanted to talk about a little bit. And guys, we're proud of you that you're playing in school. It's great. But you mentioned, get your education, get your grades up. This is just a conduit to college. This is just a way to help you prepare for the rest of your life. So we do want to see you succeed in lacrosse, but we want to see you get into a good academic school that fits you well.
Yeah, the grades will open up the doors of opportunity for you, the better grades. I didn't have good grades, so I had less doors to walk through than some of my buddies that had better grades. So I learned that lesson, thankfully, when I was younger. But yeah, get the grades, guys. Get the grades.
And I think all of his sons are actually pretty smart. Pretty smart. Aren't they?
Yep. It's because their mom's really smart.
I could say the same thing. So yeah, that's really, really great on you guys. And we're really super proud of you. And then the last guy who I actually spoke with this weekend, Ewan Temple, who's playing up at Merrimack. And look, I grew up with Mike Morgan.
Elephant in the room here again.
Yeah. I grew up with Mike Morgan. I've known him since we were little children. He is an amazing human being, and he resigned as coach last weekend. And it's something that we won't get into because neither Scott and I know the whole story, but I know this, and I know his players know this. Mike Morgan changes lives, and he's one of the best people I've ever met in my life, forget alone lacrosse. So Ewan, hang in there. You guys get a chance to get your conference play here and make it to the tournament.
Absolutely.
Keep your head up. And Mike, we love you. And that's from Holava and I, who Scott's son played for Mike, and I know he's got something to share.
Coach Morgan, he recruited Jake when he was a Catholic. Again, I didn't know much about Division II. I didn't know much about Merrimack whatsoever, but being a lacrosse guy, player, dad, coach, all of it in lacrosse, to be able to just be a dad. I might cry on the air. Dick Vermeil here.
I understand.
Anyway, watching your kid go and win this, well, not this one, but this mini replica. You've seen your kid win a championship with a team is it's amazing as a dad and as a parent. So, and as a lacrosse guy and all the levels for me. But again, Coach Morgan, is I wanted to be a better coach, was free with information to me as a lacrosse dad for him. But he wanted to help me be a better coach, and he did. So
same here.
Yeah.
Good on you, Mike. Well, whoever lands him, I hope it's somewhere where a lot of the kids around here, including my son and everywhere else, could play for.
How did Coach Darius refer to the football? What do you call them? Power 5? What do they call it? Top 5?
Yeah, Power 5. Yeah.
I think Coach Morgan be Power 5 lacrosse.
Oh, I think he. Yeah. I told him, come down south. Michael, say it again. Come down here, man. Come to some school. We could use you anywhere, and not just anywhere, but whoever gets them, it's going to be someplace good, and it's going to be someplace that's going to win and have great kids and a great coach. On that note, I think we can sign off. Really, couple exciting weeks coming here. Next couple of weeks in local lacrosse. As always, guys, practice hard, play hard, and hydrate. It's getting warm out there, man. So hydrate, get yourselves ready for playoff time, and compete. Play hard.
Falcons, prove me wrong.
That's right.
Prove me wrong.
Keep proving them right.
Prove the one horse jackass wrong. All right. And as always, make it a great day, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Over and out.
Peace.